What's going on, Miami Dolphins fans? Welcome back to the Fins Up Network. We've got another NFL draft player profile for you today, and it's actually another viewer recommendation player. So, you know what? I really got to do take better notes on this. I should probably give a shout out to the person that recommended the player, but another viewer recommendation player to look at. I'm glad I took a peek at this player, and by all means, keep throwing them at me because I'm liking the suggestions so far. But today's player, Pierre Strong, running back out of South Dakota State. Before we get started, your homework assignment. If you like Pierre Strong, if you wouldn't mind seeing him as a Dolphin, go ahead, give this a like. If you've seen him play, if this was your recommendation, let me know. Give your thoughts on Strong. Let me talk about his fit with the Dolphins. Tell me about things you like. But we're looking at 5'11, 205-pound running back. And the first thing that draws me to Strong is that experience that he has and that success that he has in the zone blocking run scheme. And that's kind of been the common denominator of a lot of the running backs that I see as potential targets with the Miami Dolphins. And he's just another example of this, but he just does a great job of just pressing the hole before he makes his cutback, and then his speed. You can see it below. 4.37 in the combine. He's got the speed to finish plays all day long. He actually averaged 7.2 yards per carry in his 4 years in college, nearly 1,700 yards and 18 rushing touchdowns his senior year alone. Showed a little bit of ability as a wide receiver. He's got solid hands. He just wasn't asked to do it all that much. His receiving numbers really aren't all that huge. I think he only had three total receiving touchdowns his entire time in college, none his senior year. But he's a little bit undersized, and you'll actually see if you dive into him a little bit more that there's a lot of analysts out there that say he doesn't break tackles all that often. He lacks creativity with the moves that he has in the open field. He can be taken down relatively easily. I see a little bit of that, but I think it's overplayed. Quite often, if you're watching his tape, it looks like high school tape. You know, when they throw that on in a game and it's Derrick Henry running through and he played high school against just people like my size, where it's just not fair. That's what it looks like when you watch Strong play. So while some people think maybe he'll struggle with these things at the next level, not a huge concern on my part yet. We're also talking about a prospect that's probably looking at like a fifth, sixth rounder anyways. So yeah, there's going to be some flaws. But one flaw that is the glaring obvious one is some ball security. Has to fix that. Fumbled 5 times his senior year alone. But if you look at him, you're looking at another player that really didn't play against the best of competition. One game against FBS opponents, though, in the last 2 years. The nice thing about this, Colorado State was the opponent. So not the upper echelon of talent, but an FBS opponent nonetheless. 13 carries, 138 yards, and 2 touchdowns. But we talk about it. He's that guy. He hits the open field, and it's over. Big playability is there. He had 30 runs of 15 or more yards. And remember that stat I threw out about a month ago about the Dolphins not having a single carry go for over 31 yards since 2018, since Kalen Ballage. This guy right here, he just needs to hit the open field and the big runs will come. But he's got that patience as a zone runner. He's got the speed to get the chunk yardage, the big plays. Just wish there was probably a little bit more there in regards to the overall, the size, the tackle breaking, the making the defenders miss in space. And I always close this with where we see them going in the draft, their potential fit with the Dolphins. Mock draft database has him as a 5th rounder, 144 overall. And you talk about his fit with the Dolphins because it's an interesting fit since he's not that bruising tailback, and the team basically has enough running backs that aren't bruisers, but so many of the guys that they currently have are on those short-term deals. And I don't think limiting themselves, the Dolphins, to drafting just a bigger running back right now is much of a priority because of the fact that they have so many of these guys on these short-term deals. But he's got the experience. He's had success in these zone blocking scheme. That's intriguing. That big play ability is intriguing. It's just whether or not the Dolphins want to look at a guy like Strong, who's faced weaker competition and put up gaudy numbers in the 7-yard per carry average, or do they want to play it maybe a little bit safer with a guy who's played against stiffer competition throughout his collegiate career? But that's what I've got for Pierre Strong. Go ahead. If you like what you heard, go ahead, give this the thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts on Pierre Strong as well if you've seen his tape. But until next time, Dolphins fans, have a